morning and welcome into the room. My name is Michelle Forty, and I want to share with you a story of a woman in her 50s that wanted to compete at a professional level. So, starting from scratch with no bodybuilding background is what I want to share with you. So, come along with me on my journey as I share all of the all of the things I did to complete this journey. That lady indeed was me. When I turned 50, I decided that I wanted to try something different. I wanted to get in tip-top shape, and I wanted to do a competition level show. Well, a national level competition show is what I want to say. But of course, I had to start from the very beginning. But my inspiration came from a girlfriend of mine who competed herself, and she was 50. And she inspired me so much that it made me want to try it. So my background had been a little bit into fitness. I had been working out in the gym and trying to get my body in shape, after being married, after having children, after my career. I was still working in my career, but I wanted to get myself in tip top shape. I started feeling all those aches and pains, knee problems, and all those good things that we have as we age. So I wanted to start getting my body in better shape. So I started working out. Meantime, I had gotten inspired by this lady and the people around me in the gym. There were several women that were in the gym that were preparing for competitions, and I was just so inspired by them. I loved the way their bodies looked. I wanted something like that for me. So that's when I did. I started my research on how someone in their 50s can compete, build muscle, and be stage ready in a certain amount of time. I really didn't give myself a short amount of time. I actually gave myself years because I didn't know how long it would take. I had not been a big person, so I didn't have to lose a lot of weight, but I was out of shape. So I needed to lose some body fat and reshape my body. Now, a lot of people have a misconception that if you're already a certain size, all you need to do is come down a little bit and you can be stage ready. But the truth is that your body develops fat the way it develops fat. So if you want your body to look a certain way or you have a certain look, a lot of times you have to break your body down and lose that fat. What that means is that you lose fat all over your body. Fat can never be spot reduced. I'm just going to say that again. You can never reduce fat by spotting fat. Like a lot of women tell me, oh, I just want to lose my stomach. I don't want to lose my butt, or I just want my arms like that, but I don't want to lose. Your body does not lose fat like that. In order to lose body fat, you have to lose it all over realistically and then rebuild muscle where you want your arms or your butt to be fuller. Okay, so that's what I had to do. I started off with what I call skinny fat and had to break myself all the way down. So, starting at my starting weight before I started losing fat was about 160, 165, somewhere in there. And so I had to come all the way down to about 130, which is a lot of weight. So as I'm talking to you, I'm gonna grab some weights. I'm in the gym here and I'm doing my morning workout. So I'm gonna grab some weights and work my shoulders while I'm still talking. So hold one second. Shoulders. I love working my shoulders because to me, that was the biggest improvement in my body, my shoulders, and my back. So yes, those are what I'll be working on. But yes, I wanted to have that body that those bodybuilders had, not extreme, but just shapely. So first thing I had to do is find a coach. I looked and I searched. I was in Atlanta at the time. So I'm looking around for coaches how I did my research, I wanted to find a coach that had athletes that looked like me, similar sizes, um, smaller build. And for me, I had to grow. Most people can come down and they might have muscle already up under some of that fat, but I did not. So I had to find a coach who who could help me build muscle. So once I found that coach, I was part of this team in Atlanta called Temple Builders. The coach was Julius Miles. He was an excellent coach for a new bodybuilder. So he took me in and he started working with me. getting me trained up, giving me routines, training with me, showing me how to use the machines, how to target muscle, how to have that muscle mind connection, which is really hard for people. If you don't know, muscle mind connection is when you're working a muscle, like say my shoulder, using this weight and you're targeting, like you're thinking about the muscle that you're working on, so that when you're lifting, that muscle is being targeted. So you have to think about it, because I could just go like this and that's not really doing anything. I need to have a controlled lift and target the muscle. Okay, so he taught me that. Um, and so I worked with him and he got me to my first competition, which was in 2018. And my first competition was the Lee Haney competition. That's a big, um, I think it's a regional show. It's an NPC show, and it's in Atlanta. It's very big. So I did my first competition on a big stage. So that was the first thing. So prep for me, first show prep was very challenging. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know how to train. So a lot of it that first year was just learning about weights, learning how to do the correct form, learning how to eat to grow muscle. Because remember, I am 50, over 50 now, but at the time I was 50, 51, and growing muscle for an older person is more challenging. So there's a lot of things that we have to do. But being older and growing muscle is an advantage, because when our muscle comes in, it looks mature, which is what the judges are looking for. So if you have nice, mature muscle, it just sits better on your body. So that was an advantage to me. During these talks, during my journey, I want you to think about how being older is not a hindrance, it can be an advantage. First of all, we don't have time to waste. We already know what we want out of life and we know how to get it most times. We have dedication and consistency. We've learned that in our youth. In order for things to go a certain way, you have to be consistent. And that is the number one thing in bodybuilding, consistency. You have to be consistent. Even if you go to the gym and you're like, I don't feel like it, I don't feel like it, I don't feel like it, I don't have my 100% strength. You go anyway, do what you can do. That means you're consistent and you made something happen. So that's real important in bodybuilding. So I will continue these conversations and I'm going to bring you all the way to the stage. However, at the end of this video, I want to show you a couple of pictures of how I looked before. So I'll do a little slideshow after this video and show you what my body was looking like and what I had to work with. Now keep in mind, everybody's body is different. So my journey is going to be completely different from your journey. However, you can use these techniques that I'm sharing with you even if you do not want to do a competition, but you just want to get your body in shape. A lot of this stuff or these techniques or these concepts that I'm discussing with you, they can be used for multiple different things. You just want your, healthy lifestyle. You just want to come down maybe 10, 15 pounds for a function you might have going on. All of this works for that purpose. So, yeah, stay tuned for the slideshow. So, I can share a little bit about my first show. I'll take you show by show. I did several, I want to say maybe 6 or 7 shows, maybe, could have been more, in the time that I competed. I competed from 2018 to 2021, and in 2021, I received my pro card. So right now, I am a IFBB pro, and I started out as a amateur. And again, I started out with no bodybuilding in my past, a smaller, kind of soft frame, a lot of body fat. Okay. So the the main goal for me was diet. I mean, I had to work out, yes, and lift heavy. So we'll go through how I did that, the difference between heavyweight lifting, moderate weight lifting, and volume. So we'll talk about those as we progress. But I had to up my protein levels. I had to eat a lot of protein to help muscle grow. I had to eat carbs as well, which carbs fuel your muscle. So they're going to fuel your energy while you're working out. A lot of people think you don't need carbs, or carbs are the devil, or they're evil because they hold water and they make you thicker, but your muscle needs energy. And remember, if you don't eat carbs for energy, then your body is going to eat off its muscle. And that's not something you want. So you have to be careful with the carbs, of course. Different carbs are for different body types. So I'll discuss with you the carbs that I ate and what worked for me. And of course, you need fats. So those are your three macronutrients that you work with in bodybuilding: your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. And those are manipulated throughout your journey to help you in your optimal muscle growth. So we'll talk a little bit more about that too. But in the meantime, I just want you to know that this channel and this journey can be for anyone. If you have if you have a goal, maybe you want to have a certain swimsuit for next year. You want to wear a certain swimsuit, or maybe you want to do some pictures for, you're turning 60 and you want to do some nice pictures for your 60th, or even if you're going on vacation and you just want to look a certain way. These exercises can help you, along with using some of these concepts from diet that I share. You don't have to be extreme, because bodybuilding is extreme. And I want to share that with you and how I got to where I am, from where I began to where I am now. Right now, I am in my soft girl era. As you can see, I'm a little softer. My weight is like 170. I am 5'9" and a little bit over 5'9". So can you imagine me at 137 on the stage at this height? I was very small. But that is the point: to be extra lean, no body fat, all muscle. So stay tuned for the video behind this, or the slideshow. I'm going to try to show you as many pictures as I can so you can see the size I was and what I was working with. And then you'll see my progression. I'll go year by year and show by show. And you'll see how I've changed from each show. Every time I gain a little weight, because in between the shows, once your show is over and you're very lean, you're working on areas that you need to improve. So you get on the stage and the judge says to you, "Oh, Miss Cordy, your back is flat. You need some fullness in your back." So your goal for that off season will be to work on your back. So you're gonna have to gain some weight in order to grow muscle. So those are the off season times where you see bodybuilders and they look a little thick or fluffy, or maybe even some of them look pretty big. That's because they're in their off season and they're growing. And that is the most important time, is your off season, believe it or not, because that's when change happens. You have to eat right, you have to lift right, continuously, get your protein and do all that. So those are some of the key things that we will talk about as I'm moving on, along with showing you videos of my workouts. I have some videos of maybe some of the foods I was eating, and I'll talk more about the foods, the clean foods, because a lot of it is eating clean so you don't have that bloat. Certain foods make you bloat, certain foods give you gas, certain foods don't sit well with your body. So you will learn what foods work well for me. And it's also important to know what foods work good for you, even if you're not bodybuilding or working your on your body or something. It's just important to know what your body tolerates. That way you will avoid unnecessary inflammation in your body, unnecessary bloat. The food sometimes can mess with your joints and make you feel unhealthy. So it's also good to know those things about your body. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope this is something that you're interested in. If it is, come and join me, learn all I have to share with you. Look at some of the shows I did and the excitement. It is so exciting to see women who in their 50s or older, and they start at one place and they make their body do what they wanted to do, and at the end of it, they look so good. I mean, up on stage in front of hundreds of people, when you're even afraid to even speak in front of a small crowd. So join the journey. Stay tuned. I have so much information to share with you. And keep in mind, I am 57, so this was years ago, but I have saved everything and documented everything for just this reason. I just haven't gotten to the point where I put it out yet, but it's coming now. So I hope you enjoy. Please like and subscribe so you can stay up on all my latest information. I'll try to drop videos as often as I can. I'll throw some shorts in there, and I'll even put some community stuff in there where just healthy foods that you can eat, healthy drinks, how to make this shake, or how this shake will reduce bloat, different things of that nature. So stay tuned for the slideshow behind this. Have a great day. Please do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Come back and join me. I'm glad to have you. Have a great day, and thank you for tuning in.